Most drivers hand over money every year for problems they could have fixed in their own driveway in 10 minutes. I'm not talking about brake jobs or transmissions. I'm talking about the small stuff. Cloudy headlights, streaking wipers, that smell you can't get rid of, the scratch you're convinced is going to cost you $400 at a body shop. Some of that genuinely needs a professional, but a surprising amount of it comes down to $5 of the right product and knowing what you're actually looking at. So here are 12 car tricks that actually work, counting down to the one that's probably saved regular drivers more money than anything else on this list. Quick thing first, hit like, subscribe if you like practical car stuff, and drop a comment telling me which one surprised you most. If you see the hype button down there, tapping it really helps the channel. Number 12, the fingernail test. You back out a little too close to something and now there's a white line down your door. Before you panic, run your fingernail across it. If your nail glides right over it, that scratch is only in the clear coat, the transparent layer on top of your paint. If your nail catches and drops in, it's deeper, and that one needs real work. For the shallow kind, scratch and swirl remover costs $10 to $15. Small amount on a microfiber pad, work it in circles, buff it off. You're not filling the scratch, you're leveling the clear coat around it so light stops catching the edge. And skip the toothpaste thing. It's abrasive, but it's inconsistent, and it'll haze your finish. Number 11, bringing headlights back. Yellow, foggy headlights aren't dirty. There's a factory UV coating on that plastic lens, and after 5 or 6 years of sun, it breaks down and the plastic underneath starts oxidizing. That's why washing them does nothing. A restoration kit is $15 to $25. Tape off the paint around the lens, wet sand from coarse grit to fine, then polish it clear. Here's the step everybody skips, and it's the whole thing. Seal it afterward with the UV clear coat in the kit. You just sanded off the last of the factory protection. Skip it and you're yellow again in 6 months. And do not use bug spray on your headlights. The DEET does cut the haze. It also permanently crazes the plastic. New assemblies run $200 to over $1,000 a side. Number 10, the film you can't see until it's dark. If oncoming headlights turn into a giant starburst at night, your windshield probably isn't scratched. There's a haze on the inside of it, the vinyl and plastic in your interior slowly off-gassing onto the glass. 2 microfiber towels and glass cleaner, one to clean, one dry to buff right after. Wipe vertically on the inside so you can tell which side any streaks are on. A little isopropyl alcohol handles the stubborn stuff. This is also why I'd skip those glossy dashboard sprays. They off-gas in a hot car, land on your glass, and throw glare into your eyes in low sun. A damp microfiber does the job without the shine. Got tint on your windows? Use ammonia-free cleaner. Ammonia attacks the adhesive and you'll get purple bubbling film. If that's already useful, hit like and send this to whoever you know that pays a shop for every little thing. Number 9, wipers that chatter. Before buying new blades, wipe the rubber edge with isopropyl alcohol on a paper towel. You'll be a little grossed out by the black streak that comes off. That's oxidized rubber and road film, and it's what stops the blade from flipping cleanly as it changes direction, which is exactly what chattering and streaking are. $3 of alcohol versus $30 to $60 for a pair. But be honest, if the rubber is torn, split, or visibly rounded off, replace them. Visibility isn't where you squeeze out another month. Number 8, the right lubricant and the wrong one. Squeaky doors, a stubborn hood latch, a sticky fuel door. Most people grab WD-40. WD-40 is a water displacer and a solvent, great for freeing something stuck, but it evaporates and can actually wash out the grease that was already in there. What you want is white lithium grease or silicone spray, about $6 a can, on hinges, latches, and striker plates. And the bonus nobody thinks about, wipe silicone paste on your rubber door seals. It kills that sticky peeling sound on hot days, and in winter it's the difference between your door opening and your door being frozen shut. Keep all of it far away from your brakes. Number 7, winter mornings. Frozen lock cylinder? A little hand sanitizer on the key. It's mostly alcohol, and alcohol freezes at a much lower temperature than water. For windshield ice, mix about 3 parts isopropyl alcohol to 1 part water in a spray bottle. Spray it on and the ice releases in seconds, no scraping. Now the important part, never pour hot water on a frozen windshield. Glass expands unevenly under sudden temperature change, and if you've got even a small chip out there, you can turn it into a crack running the full width. Replacement is $300 to over $1,000 plus once you factor in recalibrating the camera behind the glass on newer cars. Also, lift your wipers off the glass the night before. Tearing rubber on frozen glass ruins a good blade instantly. Number 6. The rock chip that becomes a rust spot. That tiny chip on your hood from highway gravel isn't cosmetic. If it went through to bare metal, moisture is already working on it, and rust spreads underneath the paint where you can't see it. Find your paint code on the sticker in the driver's door jamb and get factory-matched touch-up paint, $15 to $25. Clean the chip with isopropyl alcohol first, then apply it with a toothpick, not the brush in the cap. That brush dumps way too much paint and leaves a blob that looks worse than the chip. Thin layers, let each one dry. It won't be invisible, that's not the goal. You're sealing metal away from water for $20 instead of the $300 to $900 a shop charges to blend a panel. Number 5. The smell. Air fresheners mask odors. The source is almost always one of two things. First, your cabin air filter. On most cars, it's behind the glove box. 10 minutes, no tools, and the filter is $12 to $20. A shop charges $50 to $90 for that same job. If yours has never been changed, pull it out and look at it. That's your smell, sitting in a paper trap. Second, if it's a musty locker room smell when the AC kicks on, that's moisture on your evaporator. The fix is free. For the last couple minutes of a drive, shut the AC off but leave the fan running. It dries the evaporator instead of leaving it damp and sealed up overnight. One related tip, don't spray cleaner directly into your vents. It ends up sitting in the HVAC housing, which is the exact problem you're trying to solve. Spray it on a brush instead. Number 4. Battery corrosion. That crusty white or bluish-green powder on your terminals is one of the most common reasons a car cranks slow or won't start, and people replace perfectly good batteries over it every day. Corrosion is an electrical insulator. The battery's fine, the connection isn't. Baking soda and water makes a paste that neutralizes it because that corrosion is acidic. Old toothbrush, scrub, rinse carefully, dry it, then a dab of dielectric grease to keep it from coming back. Take the safety part seriously. Eye protection, no flame or smoking near a battery, and disconnect negative first, then positive. Reconnect in reverse order. Don't let a wrench bridge both terminals. And know that on most modern cars, disconnecting means resetting your radio presets and clock. $5 of materials instead of a battery you didn't need. Number 3. The tow hook you already own. Most people don't know their car came with one. Check the trunk with the spare tire tools. There's usually a threaded metal eye that screws into a hidden port behind a small pop-out cover in your bumper. Your owner's manual shows exactly where. Knowing that in advance is the difference between a friend pulling you out of a snowbank and a $100 plus tow bill. 2 rules. Use only that factory point. Never hook a strap to a suspension arm or a random bracket or you'll bend something expensive. And keep it to a slow, straight pull with no jerking. For a tire just spinning on ice, a floor mat under the drive wheel or a $5 bag of cat litter for grit will often get you moving. Number 2. Hunting down rattles. Interior rattles send people to a shop, and diagnostic time runs $100 to $180 an hour with no guarantee they find it on a test drive. Do it yourself. Have someone drive at the speed where the noise happens while you press firmly on trim panels, one at a time. When the pressure stops the noise, you found it. Adhesive-backed felt tape, about $8, tucked into that seam kills it for good. It's just 2 hard plastic pieces vibrating together. Check the obvious stuff first, the jack and tools in the trunk, anything rolling under a seat. One honest exception, a hollow clunk from underneath when you hit a bump is usually a sway bar end link or a bushing. Felt tape won't help. Get that one looked at. Number 1. Read your own check engine light. This is the one that saves real money. A Bluetooth OBD2 scanner is $20 to $30. It plugs into a port under your dash. Every car sold here since 1996 has one. Pairs with your phone and shows you the exact code your car is storing. Plenty of auto parts stores will read it free too. A shop diagnostic fee is typically $100 to $165. Walking in already knowing your code changes the whole conversation, and it makes you very hard to upsell. 2 things to understand. A code points to a system, not automatically a part. A catalytic converter efficiency code is often a bad oxygen sensor or an exhaust leak, so don't let anyone sell you a $2,000 converter off one code without testing. And don't clear codes right before an emissions test because you'll wipe the readiness monitors and fail for that alone. One real warning, if your check engine light is flashing, that's an active misfire dumping raw fuel into your exhaust, and it can destroy a catalytic converter in a matter of miles. Ease off and get it checked. So that's the list, and the thread running through it all is simple. Most small car problems aren't broken parts. They're contamination, dried out lubricant, a clogged filter, or a bad connection. Once you can tell those apart from an actual repair, you stop paying somebody to figure it out for you. If you got something out of this, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments which one you're actually trying this weekend. Tap hype if you see it. And if you want to keep going, the video on maintenance items shops love to charge for is on screen now.